What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we will be looking at WePlay Academy League Season 5. This one came kind of out of the blue. I thought we wouldn't get this because, for previous Academy League seasons we didn't have Fantasy. And, of course, the summer break already started for the Tier 1 players. So, I didn't expect to have Fantasy, but no harm in doing one video on the Academy League as well. One thing to point out is the fact that this is not part of either season like the previous one, which already finished, or the upcoming season, which was kind of confirmed to happen in an HLTV article, which is great news, of course, to have another season of fantasy like ladder. Because it's a standalone event, you can only get the prizes for like top 3, which means taking some risks is definitely a good idea, I would say. Taking some kind of risk seems like a good direction to go in with this. Of course, Mouse and NXT are the big favorites of the event, having won every single Academy League season so far, and they just have the strongest players. But there's some teams that are worth thinking about apart from them. If you look at the most big players, of course we have 4 of the 5 Mouse Next players, apart from Chimpat, who has an inflated rating because he used to play a lot better positions and get higher ratings on his previous team in comparison to Mouse NXT, where he's still doing fine but not quite as well. Then we have the cheapest Big Academy player and Keto, who of course has played Tier 1 CS for Big before at a pretty good level. So Big Academy got second in the last season, makes sense. And then we have 2 players from ENS Academy. I think there's some optimism definitely from Finnish fans, maybe me included as well, who think ENS is going to do quite well at this event. I think there's potential in a lot of these players. Especially I've seen some highlight clips from like Juissi, who looks like a pretty crisp player. Also, his HLTV rating is 1.32, but he only costs 199. In comparison, Body also 199, has a 0.86 rating on HLTV. So take that for what you will. I have no idea why the player prices are what they are here. But yeah. Also, Sirra is a pretty popular pick just for the price he has. If you want to pick ENS players, Body is actually going to be the AWPer, although Multi used to play AWP, I believe, for Enterprise, where he had a short stint. Sirva is the IGL, so it's kind of expected to have lower stats. And then apart from that, we don't really know much about the positions these players are going to have. But oh, sorry about that. Some kind of notification. Either way, we have a good set of Finnish talents. We have no real clue how this team is gonna do in the league, but there's a lot of optimism, I guess, from at least Finnish fans. Other teams maybe worth talking about, maybe Fnatic Rising. Although there's the problem of Regali apparently being on his way out of Fnatic Rising, maybe signing for a better team. So take that for what you will, might impact them quite badly. But one way I thought about looking at who I want to pick out of these players, just go for looking at who are like the best players in the past season of WePlay Academy League, because it does need to be pointed out that it's a different level of opposition. So for example, for Mouse NXT, there's a real thing where they play a lot against better opponents than the opponents they have in WePlay. However, in this league they only play against academy teams, so those are the results that really kind of matter, I guess. Best player last season was Fessor, but he only played 9 maps. Out of the players who played a lot of maps, I guess these guys are pretty good off. I have no clue who Art Frost is or who he plays for. I guess Spirit Academy, yeah. That makes sense. I do want to go double mouse NXT. I think it's just way too way too likely for them to just win the event. That's just what has happened usually. Of course, they've won like every single Academy League season. And I'm thinking of either UIC or Sirva or even both. And then the question is, who do I want to have like as the fifth? Out of last season, like Hyped was a very good player. He was the all-per for Big Academy. So that's definitely an option. Other players, Marix was a very decent player for Sprout. So he could be doing quite well against this lower tier as well, as he showed in past season. 16 maps, 1.18 rating, pretty damn good. But he was a promising player for Sprout, has to be said. So if you want to go for just singular players, this is an event also where it's possible to go like for different players from different squads. I would still go double mouse NXT every time. Let's just pick the cheapest players from them. It's possible I even just go for these two. And then I'll just look around who I could pick up. Like Marix seems like a very good pickup for his price. Then the questions just become like, we should of course also look at the brackets here. So we have 2 groups of 7 teams each. Mouse are on this side of the bracket, so I wouldn't really go too much for teams on this side of the bracket as well. And I would focus on this side. So like OG Academy, ENS Academy, Young Ninjas, Big Academy all have pretty good shots, I think, of doing well here. Maybe Fury Academy as well. Should I just go for like Sirva Juissi? Maybe it's the ENS angle. Maybe I should go for ENS players. So like this is a possible lineup. You could go. Can you go ENS? No, you can't go double ENS without Sirva. I mean, that would make it more enjoyable for me to just watch the event, because I'm probably gonna be watching some of the ENS games either way, just to support the Finnish guys. So then having that extra motivation to watch their games and support them, that would be pretty fun. Might actually do that just for that reason, to be honest. I would always probably go Sirva Juissi out of the ENS guys. There's like no real reason not to. You could go Hyped for this. This is like a pretty good basic lineup, I would say. We can expect like Hyped to do very well. What if we go Marix? Can we get no, not quite enough for like anyone else. If we don't go for you, can we get Sertion? Like Sertion would be fire to have. Okay, so you could get Aqua. I think this is probably like the most basic lineup. We have only players from here. I do love Sertion, he's a sick player. But I mean, it is putting a lot of faith in. This is such a basic. I need to take some kind of risk, I feel. Maybe ENS is enough of a risk. I don't think so, though. I think I need to. I think the 5th player really is maybe the deciding factor. I do want to go double ENS, double mouse. Is there some other teams and other players who are worth thinking about? How good with Oxygen? I remember he played for Scadia. But he wasn't very good even against academy teams, it seems. Wouldn't go for Young Gods. Not really worth considering a lot of these, I think. With MHL, we can... Who did we think? I had some idea with MHL, didn't I? I thought I had. Like, no, it was MHL and Seiyin, right? And then we can go for Prosus. And he's not very picked. This is like not a bad lineup. We have an Oper. Jayin, Sirva Juissi. How good is this player? So he is the second cheapest player from Big Academy. How did he do last season? We can just go... this is the wrong season. Here, stats. Players. Okay, so he actually did quite well. Alongside like Keto. As well as Keto in the last Academy season. So that makes him pretty worth it. Uses the money quite well. We have Sheyin who we can like... We can IGL either Sirva or Zayin. Definitely OP. Probably CT rating, I mean 1.52 CT. Maybe headshots on him. 12.5% support. It's a very low sample size, like I wouldn't look at this too much. I think this is probably fine. It's a long season. Does that impact, like, it probably impacts how good the roles need to be. I think that's the number one thing. I think roles need to be quite fitting. I'm not sure if this has good enough roles. We have main op is good. I think IGL has to be Sirva. Or does it have to be, maybe it has to be Zayin actually. And then Sirva with... It's tough, but I think it's either way going to be tough with ENS players to put on roles because it is hard to say. It's so hard to say how the roles are going to work. But I think I want to go double ENS either way, just for my own enjoyment, if nothing else. I'm going to go with this team either way. I like these players. I think Prosus is just a pick that a lot of players won't go for. But he did super well in the past season, so we're gonna have like MHL and Process, who did very well last season, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did so again. We can go IGL here, because I don't think Mouse are gonna really lose games a lot. UEC rating, I guess, 100% CT, 50% multi, these are some... Yeah, low sample size. I think it's probably support. I wouldn't want to go noob for a lot of games. I'll go support. And then Prosus. Did it? No, CT rating. Okay. I thought it was T rating a lot higher. Headshot machine actually very good for him. That's actually very good. 55.8. Headshots is fine. Okay. I'm happy with this lineup. We can throw in some boosters, of course. I don't have a lot of like knowledge about which boosters I should put on them. I think these are all best of 3s, aren't they? Best of 1s. Are they all? Oh, they're all best of 1s, except I guess in the playoffs. Right, we can actually check last season's WePlay Academy League for that. Just overview. Results. Yeah, this is, I guess, only for... Wait, what? Were all the matches? Okay, these are... Yeah, so group stage is like best of 1s. After the group stage... Some teams go into a play-in. Yeah, based on your rank you get seeded into this. And then after that there's this. But here it seems to be a different format. Because only the top 4 teams make here. Okay, then play-in is like 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And only the winners of the groups make it through to the... double elimination playoffs. Okay, so if we have like, if let's say Mouse and ENS win their groups, they get to play here. There's a lot, like, it might just be better, but this is also a problem. I have no idea if this is only, if this event is only for the group stage or not. It doesn't say anywhere. Like here it doesn't say. If we go here, it only says group stage. Okay, I'm an idiot. So then it doesn't matter. Then we just throw on boosters wherever we think it's good, because it's gonna be best of ones for this event. All of the boosters, it just doesn't matter. We can throw boosters on. Who's the hardest opponents these teams have? So like Mouse's hardest opponent has to be Fnatic Rising, so they play their hardest opponent straight away. I think that means like 30 bomb is good on someone. 30 bomb Sirva, 30 bomb Yuissi. Probably 30 bomb MHL. Maybe top of scorecard. It's hard because this throws it off so much. No one has gone, no, process with some aces. It doesn't matter that much, to be completely honest. Like, if you have an easy matchup, we can throw KSD then. Best pistol. I don't think best pistol should be used against Fnatic. It should be more of something like maybe Saber. Yeah, it should be something like Saber. But we can also use all boosters on their best like use cases. So like best pistol, if USC really is the best use for best pistol, we can do that. Bottom scorecard. Yeah, I think Sierra is gonna be bottom scorecard, but in a different game. What is this? Choke? We can do Zayn choke against Fnatic Rising. I think it's the one matchup where it could happen. Or should we do... Or maybe do pros... Yeah, okay. We can go Prosus versus Ens choke. Whenever that is. No one with ace. We can go ace, Apex Rebels. That's fine. I'm gonna look at some of the first... I think I need to see a couple games of Ends to see where they stand, and then I'll throw boosters on MHL and Zayn. No, but I need them to actually perform in order for this to matter at all. Like, it just doesn't matter to maximize point usage here. It literally does not make a difference. I need to just get top 3. It's the only thing that matters. So I shouldn't just throw on boosters. That's a high clutch percentage. I think he might actually be pretty good at the clutch. It makes sense, but I'll just not throw boosters on them for this round. I probably know if there's nothing that is like clearly best for Zayn, I will also just not throw a booster on him yet. Doesn't look like there's anything where Zayn is like sick. We can go Rubet, of course. That just doesn't matter. Headshot actually. Okay, Zayn is better headshots. Yeah, sometimes this... No, wait, it's... I'm just actually blind. I thought it said the other way around, where Zayn would be the better headshot player, but yeah, of course, Prosus is gonna get that. You can go Rubet. I don't know what else to do here. I need to see a couple of Ends games to see where they stand, maybe. Or then I just throw on boosters and see what happens. Was there something top where he was 100%? Yeah, assist. Does he just have... He has a pretty bad headshot percentage in this low sample size. I guess he's just dealing a lot of damage. But I'll just not put anything on them for now. I'll just wait for a round at least. Okay, this ended up being a bit of a longer video than I thought, but I'm pretty happy with this lineup. I think it has some potential. It has a lot of like popular picks in the end, but only because for some reason people liked picking Ends players, which I don't really understand why. I wouldn't think that they are like super sick. They're just a young team with some potential, and we'll have to see how well they're gonna do. But they are a new team as well, so there's gonna be a lot of kinks to work out. Mouse and NXT, of course, a known quantity. Definitely the strongest academy team, and I think you should just have them in your lineup. and try and get the edge in other ways. And I think the number one edge bringer for me should be Prosus, who did very well in the last season of the Academy League. And then on top of that, he also is from a team that did very well at the event last year. So that's what we're going for with this. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I will be posting videos about the next stage as well, of course, whenever that happens. I'm actually not sure how long it takes for this group stage to finish. But it starts tomorrow, is it right? Monday, yeah. So tomorrow at like 17 Finnish time, the first game is gonna start. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.